this is my audition with my my modern dramatic piece. This is a monologue from the Joker in The Killer Joke, or The Killing Joke. There we go. So, I see you received the free ticket I sent you. I'm glad. I did so want you to be here. You see, it doesn't matter if you catch me and send me back to the asylum. Gordon's been driven mad. I've proved my point. I've demonstrated there's no difference between me and everyone else. All it takes is one bad day to reduce the sanest man to lunacy. That's how far the world is from where I am. Just one bad day. You had a bad day once, am I right? I know I am. I can tell. You had a bad day and everything was changed. Why else would you dress up like a flying rat? You had a bad day and it drove you as crazy as everybody else. Only you won't admit it. You have to keep pretending life makes sense, that there's some point to all this struggling. God, you make me want to puke. I mean, what is it with you? What made you what you are? Girlfriend killed by the mob, maybe? Brother carved up by some mugger? Something like that, I meant. Something like that. Something like that happened to me, you know. I'm not exactly sure what it was. Sometimes I remember it one way, and sometimes another. If I'm going to have a past, I prefer it to be multiple choice. But my point is, I went crazy when I saw what a black, awful joke the world was. I went crazy as a coot. I admit it. Why can't you? I mean, you're not unintelligent. You must see the reality of the situation. Do you know how many times we've come close to the World War III over a flock of geese on a computer screen? Do you know what triggered the last World War? An argument over how many telegraph poles Germany owed its debt creditors. Telegraph poles. It's all a joke. Everything anybody ever valued or struggled for. It's all a monstrous, demented gag. So why can't you see the funny side? Why aren't you laughing? Hello, this is my classic comedic piece. This is a monologue by Mercutio from Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. Oh, then I see Queen Math has been with you. She is the fairest midwife, and she comes in shape of no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn with a team of little automies. Over men's noses they lie asleep, her wagon spokes made of long spinners' legs, the cover of the wings of grasshoppers, her traces of small spider webs, her collars of the moonshine's watery beams, her wagoner a small gray-coated gnat. Not half as big as round little worm, pricked from the lazy finger of a maid, her chariot is an empty hazelnut, made by one jointed squirrel or old grub. Time out, oh mine, the fairies' coachmakers, and in this state she gallops night by night through the lovers' brains, and then they dream of love. Or courtiers' knees that dream of courteous straight, or lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees, or ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream. Which of the angry mad with blisters plagues? Because their breasts with sweet meats tainted are. Sometimes she gallops o'er a courtier's nose, and then dreams of smelling out of suit. And sometimes comes she with a tight pig's tail, tickling a parson's nose as she lies asleep. Then dreams he of another benefice. Sometimes she dribbeth o'er a soldier's neck, and then dreams of cutting foreign throats. Or of breeches, of ambascudos, Spanish blades of hell's 5 fathoms deep, and then anon drums in his ear, at which he starts and wakes, and being thus frightened, swears a prayer or two, and sleeps again. This is that very Mab that plats the manes of horses in the night, and bakes the ettlocks in foul sluttish hairs, which once untangled much misfortune bodes. This is the hag, when maids lie on their backs, that presses them and leans them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she.